What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Skynet tried to shut the computer down, but we came back thriving, stronger than ever. And we are here to tell you winter is coming, baby. Listen, I love Game of Thrones. I've been talking about it for months. Been talking about it for years, actually. If you go on the channel and see it, um, no one wants to be a doomsday clock, but I want you to pay attention to societal cues that are coming up. Now, I brought on DJ Money tonight because I don't know if he's been noticing it, but in China, they have a social credit score. Did you see that? And it talked about how you pay your bills, how you act in places, how you act in public. And in America, people say, oh, we can never do that in America. That's just no way. But we kind of have something similar. Your credit report here in America, it'll prevent you from getting jobs. It'll prevent you from moving to certain housing. It'll prevent you from getting cars at reasonable rates. So, am I on mute? Do you guys hear me? Okay. Put a one in the comments if you can hear me. If you can't, let me know. So that's why I brought on DJ Money. And DJ Money, introduce yourselves. If you guys can hear me, please put a one in the comments. I want to make sure we're good on audio.
Hey, what's happening, Erica? Yeah, I mean, people think that this stuff that they be showing on television and the mediums would never come true. What they don't realize, they are running a pilot experimental program to basically desensitize you to what's coming down the pipeline in the real immediate future. And yeah, so my name is DJ the Money Coach. You guys don't know me. I know a lot of you should know me by now, but my story is just like yours. 20 years ago, I found out, after thinking I had a good corporate job, that I actually was in a bad situation. I had a 525 credit score. I had $60,000 worth of consumable debt. And the only reason why I knew that, ladies and gentlemen, is because I went to the bank to get a mortgage for a house, and I was turned down. Mm-hmm. And unbeknownst to me, I had an accounting background. I actually went to school to become a CPA. I didn't become a CPA, but I did get a minor in accounting, and I learned how to do, a lot of corporate accounting things. And you think I would have known how to do that for my personal finances, but I didn't. And then the second one that really was the wake-up call was when I got turned down for a business loan a couple of years later. And I was really, rocking and rolling, but to get turned down twice was really detrimental to my psyche. But fortunately for me, I didn't panic, and I realized that, if I got myself into this situation, I should be able to get out. So I had $60,000 worth of consumable debt, a 525 credit score, mm-hmm. And I just really read one book called The Road to Wealth and read the chapter on credit. And within 12 months, I raised my credit score to 720. Now, mind you, this was back in 2000, when you didn't have a lot of access to all these, Karma and, Robinhood and all that stuff, where information was
Road to Wealth? What is that? Who is the author of that book?
Yeah, so the author to that book is actually Susie Orman, which a lot of people don't like.
Orman.
And I mean, Susie Orman has done some good and she's done some bad because
for sure
a lot of people get greedy, But she wrote a great book about the road to wealth. And if you go get it, it's an encyclopedia about financing. I would recommend it to anybody. But long story short, within 24 months of that, I got my credit score to 800 and actually was able to pay off all my consumable debt. I paid off all $60,000 of my consumable debt. I took it on. I signed the credit apps. So I wasn't going to try to BK out of it or do some smart, trading credit lines and all that BS that ain't sustainable. So,
but wait a minute, DJ, did you say you went to school for accounting and they didn't teach you none of this? None of it. They didn't talk to you about credit. They didn't talk to you about getting.
Oh, they talked to me about corporate credit. Yeah.
Oh.
They talked to me about Duns and Bradstreet. Yeah.
Right.
They talked about how to help the boss of the Fortune 500 company run their business. Mm-hmm. And I was there to get an accounting degree and become a CPA. So I only paid attention to how I could get paid to work for somebody else. Mm-hmm. They didn't talk to us about anything about personal debt and personal financing. I mean, literally zero.
Right.
None. But they talked to us about DCRA, debt to credit ratios for corporate America, how to get bank loans for your corporation that you're doing the accounting and P&L. So I knew all that stuff, Erica. But I didn't know not one thing about personal finance. Zero.
And it's like you would think, hey, I need this information. You sending me out here, because now if you have blemishes on your credit, it'd be hard for an accountant to get a job, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt. And again, this was still in the analog days, to be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
because that was
Mm-hmm.
just coming out of 1999, thinking that the Y's and the O's and everything was going to crash because it was going to reset. So to be able to in 12 months go to 720 was a tremendous accomplishment versus what people. Oh man, I go from 525 to 730 days. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you may do, but most people can't. Let's keep it a buck. Okay,
Yeah.
so
We've
at
made mistakes with our credit. People make mistakes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So one of the things is that once I did that, I eliminated all that debt, realized that not having consumable debt gave me the freedom to actually accelerate my growth in the business world. And actually, like you said, it actually gave me more viability and options when it came to employment. Because when
Mm-hmm.
people started pulling my credit and saw that I had a 720, when I had 800, there was no job that I couldn't get.
Yeah.
No job based on my experience and my skill sets. My credit was actually an super asset.
Mm-hmm.
And when people were talking about, man, can't get a job and stuff like, I never had that problem once I got my credit score on point. And then from there, within 6 years, I became financially independent and I earned $250,000 and hit a $1 million net worth. And that was all back in 2008. And since then, I put a system together called the Family Finance 101 program and the 7 spheres of money. And this is one thing I had an epiphany just the other day.
Mm-hmm.
There's what they call family offices, and most people don't know what those are. A
Yep.
family office is where you have a group of family that's worth $100 million, and they
Mm-hmm.
actually have their own financial team. Instead of dealing with Goldman Sachs and Charles Schwab, they actually hire people
Mm-hmm.
regular to work for them exclusively, be their financial advisor, be their capital raiser, their
Mm-hmm.
estate planner, their
Yep.
HR person, their estate planning. And this is all they do, and they pay them extremely well. So I realized that that's actually what I do for middle class America.
Mm-hmm.
I actually provide people a family office for middle class professional America.
Wait. Back that up. Okay. Because I've talked about family offices in my Rise of 20%. He just dropped off some free game, right? Because we only talk about that in our paid content, but we're gonna let him back it up again. Everybody, make sure you pull out your pen and paper. What is a family office? Break it down one more time, because I know people be like, man, he's talking fast. I gotta get these notes. He gonna give it to you again. Go ahead.
Yeah, so typically a family office
Mm-hmm.
is a family that's worth about $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
And like corporate America, if you know the big four, the big eight accounting companies, they go out
Mm-hmm.
and do taxes and consulting for companies to save them millions of dollars in taxes and to grow the millions of dollars like Goldman Sachs and
Mm-hmm.
underwrite financial investments. A family office is owned and operated by a wealth family. The
Yes.
Walmarts,
Mm-hmm.
the Waltons, the Cook Company, the Rockefellers. They all have on staff, just
Family
like
office.
they and just like a chauffeur and a concierge, they hire these people and that's all they do for them.
Mm-hmm.
So they have accountants, CPAs, they have financial advisors that are high certified financial planners that only go out and find corporate investments. I'm talking about commercial property.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about, developments that are 100, 200 acres,
Mm-hmm.
10, $20 million deals where they're actually planning, Erica, for 2 to 3 generations down the road to
Yeah.
transfer that wealth tax free, not for their children, but for their children's children.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a team of attorneys, a team of CPAs, a team of financial advisors, and it's called a family office.
Office.
And they work exclusively for that family.
Mm-hmm.
And they get paid
Living well.
hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars because these families are making on average 7 to 12% return on all their investments across the board. So think about this. You need that now in professional middle class. And that's literally what we do. We actually have people on our staff that actually could be working for family office families. And matter of fact, 2 of our people actually do.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them run a $2 billion portfolio for 4 families that are collectively worth a $500 million.
Man, DJ, did I talk to you about the fact that there's a because we're talking about family offices, we found a storage unit deal with 64 units. Come to find out who the owner is, guy's like, "Oh yeah, we'll sell you that one because we're buying a bigger one in another part of town." He's like, "I'm surprised you called and asked, see if we were selling. I haven't got a lot of calls lately." And I think it's when people don't realize that the conversation with these people at this office, is more important to me than even the freaking price of the storage unit place, right? And somebody on my staff was running around calling around. And there's wealth of knowledge there, people, that these people play the long game. A lot of people try to get on the phone, DJ, and they're like, hey, I want to make 6 figures next year and quit my job and do this and do that. And I go, wait a minute. Let's strategize. How do we walk you out of your job so that you're not struggling, you're not in desperate poverty, you don't burn up all your credit cards, and you're not doing risky investments to try to, like, I'm gonna try to flip this money and I'm gonna do all this stuff. Like, we want you to make sound decisions. Okay. And again, winter is coming. Like, you even used it in your video description. I love it. I put it in the chat, you guys, but go ahead, DJ. I just wanted to share that with you. We'll talk off camera about that deal.
It's funny you say that, Erica, because we have a philosophy at our company called the Crawl, Walk, Run program for sustainability long term. Don't come to me talking about, hey, show me how to make $10 million tomorrow. Show me how to make $10,000 today, because that program don't work. And if it did work, it ain't sustainable. Okay. And unfortunately, we live in a microwavable society right now, where everybody is seeing the end results of somebody who has been truly successful, and they think that they just happened overnight. And then you have the people, what I call, with the New Jack City hustle mentality, the digital age.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, when the winter is coming, is that if you ever saw the movie New Jack City, if you ever saw Scarface, if you ever saw Goodfellas, if you ever saw American Gangster, at the end of the movie, everybody dies and go to jail.
That's exactly.
How do we miss that narrative?
They forget that whole point of the movie. They don't fell asleep on that part.
Right. They get caught up in the sexy part, but at the end of all those movies, somebody's dying, somebody's going to jail.
Well, I call it the trap. The trap we can see. You ever see where people like, maybe if I could just stick my hand in there just a little bit different. If I slide in to the right, or if I do this. No, it's a trap. And that's why it's a trap. Don't do it. Don't even think about it.
Well, you know what it is. We in today's society where I'm always the special person. I'm always be the one that can break and crack the code and beat the system. I'm gonna beat the house in Vegas. It does not happen.
I'm gonna count cards so good that they ain't gonna catch me.
Right? Exactly. You know what I mean? I mean, also talk about, when we talk about the winter is coming. Even I've never watched an episode of Game of Thrones, but everybody who knows anything, that's an old statement that goes back 100 years. The winter is coming. The writing is on the wall. I mean, and think about this. And this is relate to the Olympics, to show you how we specialize and over pamper people that don't see the winter is coming. Think about Simone Biles.
Yep.
She decided to quit on her freaking team.
I still love her
at the Olympics because she had a couple of bad moments.
And unfortunately,
she's under all this pressure. What pressure are you under?
Listen, it's a lot of components to what she's dealing with, but long term, you don't want that for your legacy. Yeah, that's why when everybody keeps talking about her, I'm like, listen, girls having a mental illness, I want her to go lay down. But if long term legacy, like I told people, I said, Simone Biles could sit down tomorrow and teach at some school, and kids from all over the world would come to that school and watch her teach. But you got to close out well. That's any story in America. You got to close out well.
The first thing that came to my mind was that young lady back in '96, Shrugs or whatever, who actually helped the Olympic team win a gold medal on a severely bad ankle.
Yeah. They love your goatee, by the way.
Oh.
We're going to make him have a goatee at Atlanta and Houston locations for the events.
You know, that's funny. Yeah, so anyway, that caught me off guard.
Okay. Thought it was funny. But what you said earlier about the movie, he said, Riley Freeman, I know all the mistakes they made, so I'll know what to do. And that's the thing. It's like people really believe I'll do something a little bit different. And I'm like, no.
You're not gonna, if you're that one unicorn that beats the system, you're that one.
Good luck, but you'll have to hide for the rest of your life.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, see, the winter is coming because look, what's on the wall? What's on the wall?
Yeah.
They're reducing HELOCs.
Yep.
They also, if you didn't pay attention, the FDIC has just told the major banks to contact their clients and give them a 1-800 number, and you have to call it within 24 to 48 hours to make sure that your money in the banks are going to be guaranteed for the $250,000. A lot of people miss that.
And see, when I tell people don't put all your money in one bank.
I'm going to say that again. Your basic bank account, FDIC, Federal Department Insurance Corporation, which guarantees your bank will pay back every penny up to $250,000, just issued a warning that you must call this 1-800 number to make sure your money is guaranteed up to $250,000 within 24 to 48 hours. That's one of the writings on the wall that the winter is coming. The Dow is down big time. Dropped 900 points the other day and then 500 points the other day. And yeah, I hear what you guys are saying right now, but the sophisticated investors and the top 1%ers, they're still making money. You know what? You're absolutely correct. But you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys and gals, the average Joe, you're not. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah, this is true.
Because you don't have the expertise or the experience to leverage and hedge the winter that's coming. And when I say the winter is coming, here's what I mean.
Higher taxes, more master plan communities you guys aren't in. School systems going to be packed. I mean, they already got 40 kids to a class, y'all. It's going to be more. Okay.
We got
look at Atlanta.
Look at Atlanta. The Hunger Games are right up on the shore.
Atlanta is about to do a whole little fishbowl of lock them up. And y'all, you move to Atlanta with no plan. This is not the time.
Man,
this is not the time.
I'm telling you, once Biden gets the tax, increases permanently installed, which they right on the horizon with that $3 trillion bill. On top of that, you got the Delta variant that's coming out. You got
you got India. India's like, I think y'all think I'm joking about this India thing. They got these people cannot fly out of their country. When they open that door in about, I think we have 6 more months for them in can't leave. And this is a international, everybody's borders have kind of said, India, you can't leave. So this isn't just us being this way. This is everybody going, no, y'all stay over there. The people who are talented and skilled and know they can come get to America, get a tech job and buy up stuff, they're coming.
Oh yeah.
They
man. Let's not talk about figurehead Kamala Harris, who opened up that door and made.
She already said it.
Don't make it a waterfall. That
people.
That was her purpose.
Yeah.
So all those tech jobs before that you were having a hard time.
I'm thinking about it. Maybe. Yeah.
It's a wrap, baby. It's a wrap. Check this out. 2.2 million households went into forbearance at the beginning of the pandemic. Still, 2.2 million households are still in forbearance.
They better stop playing.
But check this out. A lot of those people, Erica, didn't even have to go into forbearance, but because again, we want to get rich, get quick. We want to cookie cut and shortcut the shortcut and get away with something that other people can't get away with. We get trapped up. And again, my grandfather always told me, the big print giveth, the little print taketh away. Over the last 60 days, I think I talked to 5 individuals and families who did the forbearance. They didn't have to, and then they found out, read that little print. They end up having to pay $5,000 to $10,000 to get out of forbearance on a regular mortgage, and they didn't even need the forbearance. But because I don't have to make any payments, I'm gonna use this money for something else.
I'm gonna go on vacation.
Exactly.
I'm going to Miami. I've been locked in the house all year. I deserve to treat myself.
The stimulus money is gone. So the winter is coming. Hey, the GDP is down. The quarterly Q2 numbers are down. Joblessness is down in the wrong way. The numbers are up. So if you're not paying attention to the writing on the wall and what you said, AI is taking away all these regular working class jobs that are never coming back.
A lot of women. Oh, I'm gonna just wait till the kids go back to school and I'm gonna just hop back in a job. No, sis, that ain't happening.
Nope, your skill sets are no longer needed. Yeah, I know. I hear you too. You said, but McDonald's and Amazon, they're giving bonuses to work. That's only for a few and far between people. That ain't for the masses. Okay. Now, with that said, the new mask requirements with the new variant jumping off, it's going to re-shut down some of the states, unfortunately, and especially the liberal ones, California and New York.
Listen, we had to cancel California shows because they said, "Hey, we got to do this and that." I said, "Wait a minute, we signed a contract.
Yep.
You can't change it up on it." Oh yeah, we can change it.
Yep.
We can change it. We just decided just
Yep.
now. Oh no, that's
They're
not gonna work.
Oh, check this out. I think it's the University of Notre Dame or University of Michigan are telling reporters you can't even come and do reporting on the sports level if you ain't vaccinated.
At University of Indiana, 90,000 students, and I think, what is it, 30,000 staff overall. You cannot come back to work this fall. You can't even go to school. Let's say you on your last 2 classes unless you have the shot. And I don't know what the government done pay University of Indiana, but they making sure 90,000 people in that area will have a shot.
Yep. Jobs are forcing you to get the vaccination even if you don't want it. So the winter is coming. So your morals and your ethics, if you don't have the money to stand on your morals and ethics, and here what I'm talking about is that this may end up being worse than the Great Recession of 2008 because of the pandemic mandates. I'm going to say that again. This may be worse than the 2008 Great Recession because of the pandemic recession. And what they're also finding out that people who have got vaccinated have gotten COVID over and over again. What's the explanation to that? Oh, require more mandates, require more masks, reduce more jobs, close down more small businesses. Winter is coming. And when I mean winter is coming, I mean it's going to be harsh for 24, 36, 60 months for the middle class.
Did you hear where I kept telling people? I said, when I talk about family offices, I'm going to trainings where they're teaching people there how to just hire their own family and how to train people to work for their families, right? So he's talking about family businesses, family offices at $100 million. I'm talking about people who have a company making 5, 6, 7 million. They're going to Cardone Ventures and several of these trainings who are like, hey, teach all these people in your family how to do this part, this part, this part. Then when you hire folks, get them when they're young, start training them a bunch and make them loyal to you guys.
Exactly.
There's a guy here in Austin. I'm just going to say it, Nick Bear office. Everybody went on a vacation together at the same time. Every single person in the warehouse, every single person in the front office. Everybody has to go. Almost all their staff has to go on this other vacation, but it's to Cabo. So in your mind, you're like, this is awesome.
Right.
He's taking the whole staff to Cabo. But think about that.
It got you locked in. Loyalty, no price, baby. I mean, that's the oldest. That's the oldest trick in the book. Oldest trick in the book. Another thing in your industry that you've been talking about, a lot of people, trucking rates, insurance, doubling, tripling, skyrocketing.
You see, they told you, oh, you can get a trucking with no money or barely any money. Listen to me. I'm just gonna say this like this: if you a man, and this is why I keep telling you about credit. Let's say your credit's funny. You get a Progressive insurance for one truck, $20,000 for the year. Now, before you could put $5,000 down and be in the door. Now, if I tell you not $1 million insurance, but $2 million insurance, now I can request from you $40K a month and $40K for the year, and you can't argue it. So now, where are you going to get $10K from? Because you scraped the $5K up to get in the door. How are you going to get $10K? You got a lot of people ain't going to be able to renew their insurance. I've got people over here where I'm selling trucks to guys, and then also I'm trying to put a few under contract, and they're like, we got to wait. We renew on the 20th, and then we'll see what it can do. And I'm like, that's a shame. You're stopping companies who could grow. And these are guys who do this all day and night, not me. These are people who are day and night doing this, and they're nervous. So I'm nervous when the guys who this is what they do every day, every night, this is their life, are nervous.
Now, with that said, Robinhood just IPO'd today.
Yep.
And Robinhood had a disappointing IPO.
Snoop Dogg got in at 20 cents though. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And he out there telling people what.
Now, let's hold the press right there.
Okay.
Snoop Dogg got in at 20%.
20 cents.
20 cents. So check this out. You know what Snoop Dogg had? Access.
Proximity.
And here's where we're about to do a paradigm and a pivot. So there are people in the top 1% who are weatherproof to wealth. And this is what your people need to know. You couldn't have given me the perfect alley-oop of Snoop Dogg buying it at 20 cents because Robinhood is valued at 29 billion, but started at 32 billion. but Snoop got his shares at 20 cents. That's easy millions of dollars he made, and only not because he's a sophisticated investor. It's because his access to wealth and family office relationships. So how do you, middle class, that's watching this interview, get your access to weatherproof your wealth when winter is coming? Would you like to know? If you like to know, say yeah, I like to know, DJ, in the description or the chat, because that's really what you want to know. How to weatherproof your wealth when the winter's coming.
Devin trades. I busted out loud. She session. It's very smart of you, Cherie. I'm telling you, like, don't have no lumps in it, because what people don't realize is their credit. They're gonna ask. It's a 30-second delay with the people in the text, so I'm giving them some time to put their answer in. This world is about to be very competitive. This is right.
And let me explain something to you. For all of you people who think that you are middle class, you need to go back and find out what the real definition of middle class is. It's not your income. It's actually your wealth and inheritance. I'm gonna say that again. For all you people that think that you're middle class, and I'm talking about professional upper middle class. What do I mean? If you got a household income, you're making $250,000, you should have $2.5 million in assets and cash in the bank somewhere to actually make sure you're real middle class. 10% of your wealth is really the real description of the social economic classes. So with all this stuff happening, and you're making $250,000, but if you don't have $2.5 million assets and 10%, you're not middle class, baby. I'm gonna give you a book. It's called The Hidden Cost of Being African American by Shapiro. This book was written back, I think, in 1998, and it is a study from the University of Chicago and Professor Shapiro about the three classes and what real wealth was. And it just shows a peer-to-peer comparison of a white family that inheritance gave them the down payment to their house, paid for their kids' college education, and some of those people didn't even make $40,000, $30,000 a year, Erica.
Listen, DJ, you about to make me do the preacher stance. Come on now.
They showed a case study with a black family that had professional income, that was first-time college graduates that had no inheritance. And they said, which one is really true middle class? If they lose their job, do they keep what they got that's on debt? No. The white family with $40,000 worth of income and the inheritance that paid for their down payment and the college tuition for their kids is real middle class, because it's wealth over income. I'm going to say that again. Wealth over income. So how do I weatherproof my wealth to sustain where I am? You have to have access to information and people that you have relationships with that will do you a solid and put you in an environment that you don't even have the qualifications to be in, because they like you, or they see some potential in you that they can mold you into somebody that can add value to their family wealth office.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. What DJ just described to you is what we call old money in North Carolina and South Carolina. Now, a lot of people think old money is they're rich and they're Vanderbilts. No. I know plenty of families whose sons are just literally national. They do the National Guard, couple weekends a month. They kind of putty around 20 hours a week in a craft or Amazon. Yeah, they do a little bit of something.
Work for charter schools and and all that.
And you know why? Because they have a house on their grandpa property, or their grandpa bought a house for $40,000 long ago, and now they live in it, renting it out. I'm telling you, if everything goes to poop right now, I can go back to North Carolina and go be on my family's land. If everything goes to poop, I can go back and be in that house from 1986.
There you go.
I can just go. I can go be like, peace out, y'all. That's enough. I'm out.
My old man got a couple of acres down in Southern Illinois.
You build on if you have to.
The fan paid for, I can go on a couple of acres and be good, grow crop, everything. Know how to do all of that.
I'm telling you, y'all.
How do I weatherproof my wealth? Here's the problems that I've seen in 20 years that are manifesting themselves 10x over the last 8 months. Okay, from the people I sat down with who claim to be business experts. Let me give you a primary example. So a classification of a second home, vacation home.
Mm-hmm.
What's the classification legally, tax-wise, and financially for you to have that written off on your taxes? What's the classification requirements for a second home? Somebody tell me in the chat. Erica, you tell me as well. So I want to get, I got a second home, and I'm gonna, be able to, write it off on my taxes, the interest and everything like that, just like I would do with my regular home, because it's a vacation home. There's certain classifications and requirements by law for it to be a second home. Now, you know what that is? Number one, that home has to be legally 35 miles further from your permanent residence or more. I'm gonna say that.
Man, listen, y'all.
Now, this is stuff that I charge people a ton of money for. And you may be one person on the show to say, I already know that. But you know what? Here's the funny thing. I talked to 3 people in the last 30 days that make a lot of money and had a high household income and did not even know that. And one of the deals is that they were in the process of getting a refi for a second home, and it does not qualify, but the banking person told them to do it. And they were a real, well-respected banking resource. But you know what happened? That loan gets completed. The IRS lets it go through. In 3-4 years, they come knocking on your door. You got multitudes of fines, and now you got a legal ramification on your problem shelf. And that's something basic. That in order to have a home classified as a second home, vacation home, it has to be 35 miles away from your home residence. So if you got a house that you live in on the regular and you bought a house 7 miles down the street, unless another qualification that can justifiably make it a second home, which I'm not going to tell you on this program, you can get that in the weatherproof program. You cannot classify that as a second home and take none of the regular tax write-offs that are warranted from that. Okay. Another thing, you got all these experts out here, Erica, because the winter is coming, that are self-professed, super sharp, self-employed people that in a drop of a hat, oh man, I create my own LLC. Man, I know the estate laws. Man, I know corporate structure. I know how to bookkeep and all that. And then we sit down with them, Erica, and these people are clueless. And here's what I challenge you to weatherproof yourself to wealth, because the winter is coming. If the CEO of McDonald's don't get him or herself incorporated, and he don't do his own legal stuff, and he don't do his own negotiation other than CEO stuff, why are you doing it? If you claim you're going to be running a real small business, why don't you have accountants, attorneys, financial planners, bankers, and legal people on your staff? It's 1 or 2 reasons why you don't. One, you don't realize that you should have these things. That's number 1. And 2, you're cheap. So when the winter comes and you turn out to be like Circuit City, JCPenney's, Blockbuster Video, you'll know why you should have weatherproofed yourself to wealth, or just sustain your current lifestyle where you are, be it middle class, upper class, working class. Winter is coming, because this is going to all crash like a house of cards in 24 to 36 months. Now, am I saying that's going to happen to everybody? No, because some of the people have their stuff in order. And if you don't, corporate structure, your business team, sustainability, the relationships, reactionary versus proaction. And then how do you truly go to the next level and duplicate yourself, where you can delegate and then go and actually live the pom-pom lifestyle, which is plenty of money and peace of mind. So on 4th of July, Erica, Nick and I went out on a trip that we were invited to for the owner of Jam Pro Houston. And he told us a little bitty story. We were the only people that looked like us invited to his, $1 million home, right? His whole family was there, 4 generations. And his grandkids and his daughters all owned 15, 20 acres of land in prime real estate. This made me want to throw up. Check this out. He told me and Nick, he said, oh yeah, This land right here we sitting on, my grandfather paid $685 an acre, up to $2,000 an acre for this land, and he now owns 20,000 acres.
He's living his best life right now.
But check this out: the acres are now selling at $20,000 to $40,000 an acre.
It's crazy. Inheritance for your children's children.
And check this out, Erica. They only consider themselves to be middle class. Now, in our community, we would say they are upper class. Would you say not?
We'd say they rich.
20,000 acres. And they are consider themselves middle class working Joes. So
they don't even know.
How do you weatherproof yourself when winter is coming? You know how you do that? You have access to mentorship. You have access to systems. And you actually have access, like Snoop Dogg had, to actually be shown Robin Hood when it wasn't worth nothing. 20 cents. Where do I get that at right now? What we're going to do is we're actually going to show the people, Erica, the assets that we actually personally own, that we have been managing for the past 10, 15 years in a variety of different segments in money.
But wait. They kept answering the question. One, you said legally 35 miles from your home for their second home. Somebody asked, is it the amount of time you stay there? Is it 185 days? What makes it a second home?
You generally have to spend on average of 180 days in that second home. And it has to be within 35 miles past your permanent residence for you to get the homestead and get the tax advantages on your personal taxes. And then from there, if you're thinking about refinancing it and stuff like that, those are the minimum criteria. Okay.
Good. All right, everybody.
Right. So, but the important thing to know about that is that unfortunately, a lot of people are actually taking investment properties and are classifying them as secondary homes.
They better stop that.
And refinancing and putting, HELOCs on them, and they're passing through because if they don't go through a strong vetting process or it's on a personal portfolio lender, they don't really care. But when it comes to the IRS, they check all that stuff.
IRS ain't playing with y'all.
And again, the IRS ain't coming to knock on your door until they got you.
Also, we'd like to thank Thomas. Quick interlude. We'd like to thank Thomas for the $10 Cash App. I thank you for all who support the channel. We're going to take a quick break from our sponsors. We'll grab us a little water break for a second. Let's go ahead and give me a second, y'all. I'm going to get with y'all.
Everybody, this is DJ the Money Coach coming back to you, and I want to announce an amazing event that we're going to happen because winter is coming. That's right. You need to weatherproof your wealth right now because winter is coming. So on August 3rd, we're going to give an exclusive insider reveal to how we weatherproof our wealth with DJ the Money Coach and the 7 Spheres of Money right here with Erica Williams and the Classy Climb. So if you want to be part of that opportunity and weatherproof your wealth through the 7 Spheres of Money, hit that link right now and take advantage of this once in a lifetime opportunity. You're going to get access to my experts and the assets that I own that you can own too. And all you have to do is hit that link right now to weatherproof your wealth because winter is coming. I'll see you in the webinar.
Man, y'all better tell DJ, go ahead and throw that on the podcast circuit for ads. That's a good one. So thank you again, Thomas, for donating to the channel. Matthew said winner equals PPP. Please don't take me to jail. I'm sorry, you guys. I will post it again in the chat. I guess it didn't save into the description bar. Hold on a second, you guys.
Okay. I mean, here's the funny thing is that if you take it the slow route and build it the right way, you will eventually be financially independent in America because that's all America was built on.
We just don't got no patience like that. See, there's something Diamond Dave said, and it made a lot of sense. People want to live well now, They can't think of it's gonna be good for my grandchildren. I can't wait to they're gonna live such a great life. Nobody thinks like that. And I was telling people, um, I come from a family where people had children late. Like I have one aunt that's 76. I got another aunt that's 51 years old. And everybody's got their own land, their own houses, their own stuff. And elder generations thought of, hey, when I have these kids, I'm gonna have a plan for them. Right. And unfortunately, we live in a society where they don't. I don't know if you saw my video, but we did a video on the fact that there's a lady and her husband. Both of them are working. They have 7 children, one 15 and one 9, and they've been living in a hotel for 5 months.
Wow.
On the wait list for Section 8. And I'm from that area, and I'm like, they could buy a house for $50,000 with $2,000. Like they could have used any of the stimulus money, any of the child tax credit to put $2,000 down and own a house, and they're sitting in a hotel room waiting on the opportunity to be in Section 8. I mean, for what? So you got to really, I do these videos because I know there's somebody out here who, unfortunately, those kids growing up in that family, they don't have someone giving them direction. You have people like me and DJ Money out here doing these videos that help people. Like some of the testimonials I have, y'all, I cried. Someone wrote me a letter. All right. I have like letters in the office. We have stuff that's stacked where people wrote me really great stuff. And it just like, it'll tear you up because people are like, no one told me about this. No one's ever told me a thing. So I just want you guys to know that like, this is the purpose and reason we do these videos. And we're just trying to give you guys exposure so that you can prevent, right? So somebody in the chat said, if I don't have old money, can I make it? Yeah, you can make it. That's why we do these videos. You can still turn that ship around.
Absolutely.
You can live well.
Absolutely. I mean, one of my mentors said, if I could wish any bad things on people, would just be not to have money. If you got good health and you don't have money, you don't have credit, you can turn those around.
Yeah.
But if you got bad health, a lot of times, no matter how much money you get, you may not be able to turn that around.
Listen, I was walking up the stairs today and I saw somebody struggling to get up the stairs. And even though I was like, whoo, breathing hard, I was like, I'm not struggling like that.
Right.
You got your kneecaps. You got your life, right? The whole meet knees like Megan thing was funny on TikTok for a while because people were realizing they were older. You got to take care of yourself.
Yeah, no doubt. So, I mean, so think about this. Think about all the people in our community who start, investing and using Robinhood, using M1000 and using Acorn and all those programs. You're making them billionaires. So my question is to you, you made them wealthy. Where's your team to make you a thousandaire, 100,000-aire, a 1 millionaire? Where's your team at? At the end of the day, the reason why you're not able to be where you are or sustain it, because you don't have a team in place. You're living in the S quadrant, in the cash flow quadrant, and you're the smartest person in the room and the smartest person on your team. You should never be that person. But if you don't have the option to do that and you learn that that's what you should do, then you should start plugging in and investing in yourself and invest in your future, in your education. And then you should learn how to vet, professionals that actually can give you the quality of life that you deserve to have. And most importantly, you should know that anything that comes quick goes quicker.
Yep.
But if you build it slowly, crawl, walk, run, and you have that foundation, like laying a foundation of a house, you will have that forever. And literally, Erica, people notice 5 years go by just like that.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And it literally only takes, most of these people I talk to on your platform, it literally would take them 24 to 48 months, maybe 60 months to get all their ducks in a row and be financially independent if they were willing to do 4 basic things. Number 1, have some discipline. Number 2, be accountable. Number 3, find the actual right system and do the work. And those are dirty words that most people don't want to do. They want the reward without doing the work. And a lot of times I tell people, hey, I give you 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count. How I can guarantee you're going to fail, or I can guarantee you'll succeed. And how I can guarantee you're going to succeed is that I've been doing this for 2 decades. I've sat down with 25,000 people, and I've helped hundreds become financially independent and thousands become consumer debt free. And a lot of times people ask me, why are you always talking to me about this basic stuff? Why are you talking to me about emergency funds? Why are you talking to me about Roth IRAs? Why are you talking to me about self-retirement plans? Why are you talking to me about the proper, insurance that I should have? Because these are the things that weatherproof you to wealth. And then when you make it above $250,000 in net worth, and if you're lucky to get $1 million net worth and actually have $8,333.33 in passive income, now you need to start planning estate taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to get somebody on your team. And here's the other thing that befuddles me. I've met probably in the last 60 days 100 people, Erica, that make $75,000 to $150,000 a piece. And they've been working with the same accountant, the same attorney, and the same planner that seen them grow, seen their income grow 10, 15, 20% every year, and still giving them the same damn advice. They're not giving them the advice to put them at the next level. And I asked them, I said, why would you continue to work with somebody like that to keep telling you the stuff you knew in first grade when you're trying to go to fifth grade? When you're trying to graduate from eighth grade to go to high school, guess what? It's no reason why you should stay with them. You should graduate from them.
Because they're comfortable.
Yeah.
They done got comfortable. They don't want to put the work in to go find somebody new.
But check this out. Do you know this? I know you know this, Erica. The estate tax laws are changing in 2026. And most people say, well, I don't have that kind of money that it's going to affect me. You know what? If you're professional middle class and you make $250,000 and you've got a couple of properties and you got a 401k and you actually have a Roth, when you add all that stuff up, Erica, you probably got $4 or $5 million worth of assets, and you will be the person that's going to be paying the most taxes when that estate tax law changes in 2026. And guess what? This ain't the first time that happened. They did the same thing when Bush was in office. But again, we don't pay attention to the past because we don't think it's a predictor of our future. And like they say, what is old is new, and what is new is old. So if you want to weatherproof yourself to wealth, or just weatherproof your current station in life, you need to get yourself a team. You need to know the tax laws. You need to know the legal parameters, and you need to stop being this self-professed, oh, I created all my LLCs and my corporations, when you ain't even doing it right. So if you really that person about being free and financially independent, consumer debt free, high credit score, where your credit score, just like Erica said with China, and they already put a movie out that showed you that your credit score is going to be everything that you do is going to dictate your life, not the currency. The paper money is not worth anything.
Well, listen, I just did a show talking about proximity, position, and power. A lot of people say, well, I got the money now, but are you in proximity to somebody that can help you? See, Snoop Dogg he's got all three, right? He's in proximity to people who let him get that 20-cent IPO Robinhood, right? So a lot of times guys are like, I'm just going to make more money. But do you know how to protect that money? Do you know how to get that you don't lose it all in taxes? I remember one time I talked with the tax attorney, and I was speaking with the accountants, and they were like, hey, baby, if you don't do A, B, and C, you're going to do all this work for nothing. You're going to lose it all to taxes. Get yourself right. But I would have never heard that information if all I heard was get more money. Yeah. Like, no, you need someone who can take your hand and go, hey, this is how this works. Stone, we'll just let go ahead and answer that.
Oh, yeah. So the webinar is going to start at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on the dot on August 3rd. 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 Eastern Time, and that's 4:30 Pacific Time.
Also, we'd like to thank Carlton Davenport for the $10 Cash App. Thank you guys for supporting the channel.
That's my guy, Carlton Davenport. He's actually a member of the Executive Membership Club. And matter of fact, check this out, Erica. This webinar training is actually what I do for my exclusive executive members only. But we're going to open it up to the general populace. And we're going to give it to them for a song. Because here's the thing. Everybody wants free. Guess what? Free don't get you free. I'm going to say that again.
Free cost.
Free don't get you free. Yeah, you may be the exception to the rule. You got a whole bunch of free advice and you won the lottery. That's a lottery. That's an anomaly, okay? But the majority of people that get ahead in life, they invest in themselves, they invest in systems, and they invest in teams.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for you to win, you need to do the same thing. So again, I'm going to ask you, do you really know what estate taxes are? Do you really know what the laws are, seasoning are? Do you know the refinance laws? Do you know exactly how an LLC works and how it's attached to the proper corporation to pay zero taxes legally based on distribution? Do you know what the business teams have from an expertise standpoint? Not, I've been doing this for 20 years, but what have they achieved that you can check certifiable and sustainable? Do you have the business relationship that somebody's going to say, you know what, Erica, I like you, so I'm going to let you come in this accredited investors meeting and we're going to bless you because we see your potential and the bubbly personality you have. And most importantly, we love your work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
And then how do I get to that level and sustain it when I am not ready, but I am willing to be usable, to be an asset to you? We're going to teach you all of that in the the weatherproof.
You got it. You got it.
I got tongue tied there.
Weatherproof winter coming. We got all the W's today.
Exactly.
Winning, wealthy.
And let me share this with you. So check this out, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals. I'm actually going to be in Vegas on the 12th through the 14th.
Wait,
I want you to look up.
You didn't call me. No.
I want you to Google what event begins July 31st and runs to the 14th of August in Vegas. I want you to Google that.
Say it one more time.
There's an event, a major multi-billion-dollar event that's taking place in Vegas starting July 31st, this Saturday, and runs till August 14th. And the only reason why I mention this is not to brag or anything. This is telling you that I've been blessed with access to get to the next level. So I've been invited to be part of this amazing, wealthy conference with nothing but 8 and 9-figure people. And you know what I'm going to do there, Erica? I'm going to bring that information back to our executive members and give them access.
But you got to tell us what the conference is, man.
No, I can't do that.
Oh, my God.
They got to do that themselves.
Y'all got the Google.
This is a private invitation.
It's a private invitation, y'all. I'm sorry. I tried to get it out of them.
From the top 1%. But I will tell you, on August 3rd, I'll give you some insights to it.
There you go. There you go.
So all our executive members know, and the people that participate in this webinar on August 3rd, they will get that information as well. And what I'm also going to do for the people is, in addition to the webinar, I'm going to give you a complimentary consultation as well. I'm not giving away the course this time. I'm just giving my complimentary consultation because I find out that that's more valuable. And here's the reason why, and it's disappointing to be honest with you, because again, the fundamentals in that course will make you write like rain. But for some reason, people like to talk to me and get them nuggets peer to peer without doing the homework first. I never understood that. If you take a college course, you got to read the syllabus. You got to do the work before the professor don't give you his or her time, right? I get people, Erica, that just get to the complimentary consultation and they want to start talking about stuff that they don't really know if they only did was watch the actual course and actually watch the one particular module. And we waste a lot of time. I'm not in the time wasting business. But I am in the business of helping you weatherproof yourself because winter is coming. And here's how you can check to see if winter's coming in your house. Real talk. There's no more stimulus.
Nope.
There's no more PPP for anybody. All that stuff is dried up.
Yeah.
They do have some exceptions that they're giving county per county where you can qualify for some extra giveaway money. That is true. But for the majority of people, 98% of people, the gig is up. Okay? Number one, if you are just a regular professional, if you don't have 3 months of emergency fund, just an emergency, I'm not talking about your checking, your savings, your 401k. I'm just talking about your separate account emergency fund. If you run a business like you and I, Erica, you better have 12 to 24 months. If you are just starting to be an entrepreneur and don't really know what entrepreneurship is about, here's a tip. Entrepreneurship is a tough game. It's up and it's down, and the downs are really low.
Yeah.
But nobody on the internet talks about that.
I give it to them now. I give
right,
them.
you do.
You know,
You
I
do,
give
Erica.
them.
But if you have that emergency fund in place and it's making 5 to 12% return on the money, you can hedge and buy yourself some time to actually reposition yourself, restructure, or get out of that business and get into another business.
Come on now, tell them. Come on, tell them.
You know
Tell
what I'm saying?
them.
Because all businesses are seasonal. And if you don't know, check number 2. As a business owner, what is the core season of your business? You are in big trouble. What do I mean? Every business has an ebb and flow where the business is hot. Everybody knows Black Friday, right? So what is Black Friday to the retail? That's their bread and butter. 1 month, 1 week makes 80% of their revenue. And if you don't know that about your business and you got lucky and made a lot of money, you're going to be in a world of trouble. Guess what I know? My business as a financial educator, it starts the 3rd week of September and it runs to about the 3rd week of March. You know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because in the hedgehog concept, in Good to Great, my passion, I'm a financial educator. Okay. Number 2, the reason why I'm the best in financial education against anybody in professional middle class is I actually provide a niche-oriented financial education product to a saturated market. And number 3, what brings people in front of me all the time? I come on your beautiful show. I do my show. Okay. I do conferences. I travel across the country. I give people high-value solutions for nothing. And then those people sit down with me. They answer a survey, and I answer their questions, and I look at their budget, and I can tell them exactly where they need to be because I've been doing this for 20 years. And so guess what I know? In my season, the people are more concerned about their money when their kids go back to school, and they start looking at those credit card bills.
Come on,
and they now know the tax is coming. December 31st, you get your W-2s, and by January 31st, all employers have to send you your W-2 tax, so you can file your taxes. So that's when my core season is. So right now in the summer, this is icing on the cake for me. But you know what, Erica? I didn't know that when I first started my business 20 years ago. I just thought I was out there killing it by outworking everybody, and I was smarter than everybody. But that's not the
seasons to this thing. And that's why when people say, why am I putting on this conference? Why am I putting on these tours? Why am I doing it? Because if you can understand the systems and timing to things, but really the taking action, y'all, nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you.
And for the answer to the question, my website is djthemoneycoach.com.
Yeah, sorry, I left it up there so you can see.
djthemoneycoach.com. So what I'm saying to you, check number 3. Are you in a business or a service that is recession-proof legitimately? What do I mean? If you're in the cleaning business, recession-proof. If you're in the toilet paper business, recession-proof. If you're in the landscaping business, recession-proof. If you are in the coding business, recession-proof. If you are in the Amazon Web Services business, recession-proof. You see what I'm saying?
Listen, y'all. I'm gonna just tell us real quick. My trainer is getting government contracts just because he's taking action. People out here talking about, it takes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years out here. He's taking action. So I'm telling you, the opportunity to move into a space and take action and dominate is there. It doesn't take years and years and years. You come in here, you get the right information from people like DJ the Money Coach, work with his staff. They have people on their staff that's been there like, how long has Mr. Melvin been there?
18 years now. 18 years. Melvin is a registered investment advisor, which what that means, he has a Series 7, he has a Series 65, he has a Series 6, he has a Series 63. And a Series 7 allows you to trade, invest all stocks and sophisticated investments. Okay. A Series 65 allows you to manage assets under management for all securities. A Series 6 allows you to do annuities. A Series 63 allows you to do annuities and mutual funds. Melvin's been doing that for 18 years. Millions of dollars. He manages my personal portfolio.
Something I know I see you guys answering under the recession proof. I want you to think about this. Why is cleaning recession proof? When we emptied out of these offices, guess what? Offices still need to be clean. Get the dust off, get the sanitizing. Somebody's got to flush the toilets. It's a running joke in kind of those industries is like all that stuff gets stagnant if someone doesn't come in there once a week and kind of move things around and turn the lights on and let's make sure all the water's working. So those cleaning companies were getting $16,000 a month contracts to clean empty buildings.
Oh yes.
When nobody's in there.
Jam Pro cleaned up.
Nobody was in there. And they was in there cleaning. So again,
soap powder creators, recession proof.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Supplement companies right now. People with vitamins. Somebody said it's marketing recession proof.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Marketing is recession proof based on what industry that they're marketing to be honest with you. Okay. But I'm talking about stuff that ironclad recession proof no matter what's going on in this world. Okay. Mm-hmm. End of the story. Utilities.
Yep.
Recession proof.
Yep. I have a friend in oil and gas now. He just tapped one of his pipes out there in Texas, natural gas.
Yep.
They gonna need it.
Guess what? Accounting, recession proof.
QuickBooks said they're gonna need 10,000 more accountants. You got all these student athletes. Listen, I about drove down to DJ Money and said, hey, let's create an agency for these sports kids. Okay.
You know what? Check this out. In the webinar, I'm actually going to show you something tied into the NIL that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you want to be the millionaire next door. You don't want to be the millionaire showing that your lifestyle on TikTok, Facebook, and all this crap, because you're not really a millionaire. You are living a millionaire lifestyle and you're paying millions of dollars to sustain that.
Yeah. Nursing. I mean, you're going to see a lot of people move to Bali and Portugal.
Exactly.
Trying to sustain these really outrageous lifestyles. And the only way that happens is cheaper living costs.
Exactly. But you can only do that for so long. But here's the thing. Yeah. Shannon love coaching, therapists, and counselors. So what I'm talking about, recession-proof things, is sometimes you don't even have to do the physical work as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know? So you want to find a way that you can find a system that you don't have to do the work, because you could be a high income earner for the rest of your life, but you're not going to have the time to enjoy that money all the time. You see what I'm saying? So look at the NFL. They're forcing these guys to get vaccinated who are making $10, $20 million a year. And they're saying if you don't get vaccinated, they're going to start charging you $15,000, $20,000 in occurrence, and actually going to take games away from your team. So you got to think common sense, but common sense ain't common knowledge for everybody at the end of the day. So you have to understand what automation is doing to elimination of the middle class altogether. You got to understand that. So the middle class wealth, actual assets over income, you need to know how to weatherproof those situations for yourself. Mm-hmm. And the only way to do that is do what I call STEAM. Okay, it's an acronym. It's science, technology, entrepreneurship, but the most important part is access to mentorship. We can literally take somebody that don't know anything and give them access to our network if we trust them, they're hardworking, and they got self-respect, and they're unselfish, and we can make them a millionaire next door.
Right.
With no talent or skill, but have those characteristics or what I call the intangibles to success. Mm-hmm. That's what it's about at the end of the day. And at everything said and done, debt-free, have that access, you will weatherproof your system, because guess what? In the pandemic and out of the pandemic, we've grown by almost 70%. And again, that's not a brag. It's because back in 2015, Erica, we put the fundamentals in place. We online and onboarded our business. I wasn't on these platforms, but I was doing my personal business online. I redid all my products digitally and brought them to VAs in the Philippines, and they brought them back to my market, and I was able to take them across the country on Zoom and Skype before people were even using the stuff. So now that pandemic came, I was already in position to do stuff that I was an expert at, that other people were trying to prove they knew how to do it. So the trust went up with us, and we were able to prove that we already been doing this. So we were able to command high dollars for our services. And we'll teach you step by step how to do that. So I'm actually going to do in this webinar, I'm actually going to reveal to people, Erica, and I'm actually going to show people how to get business credit lines like I do and go from zero. You can have marginal credit. I'm talking real talk. I ain't talking about this stuff people telling you these tricks. I'm talking about real talk, how to show you go from marginal credit, crawl, walk, run, and take you from zero and get you to $100,000 in business credit lines in 6 months, which means that in 30 to 45 days, I can show you how to get $15,000 to $25,000 with marginal credit. I ain't gonna be doing no tricks like some people we know. It's gonna be all legal.
Listen, we don't want that
All
smoke.
above board. It's gonna require some work. It's gonna require you to go out and meet some people and do things right and some processes. I'm gonna show you how to do that with our team in the Weatherproof webinar on Tuesday. These are things that most people will never tell you, because this is what we're giving to our executive members and people who consult and pay me $500 to $1,000 an hour, because they're not trying to shortcut the shortcut. Yeah. And when you get this stuff locked down, like we've done, you don't have to worry about what's going on in the world. Really, at the end of the day, because you have access to mentorship, you have resources, and you have assets that actually generate income versus you making the income. And what I always show everybody when they first sit down with me, Erica, I show them their income pie, and I ask them, what's wrong with the pie? If the pie is all one solid color from earned income, I say you are just a catastrophe waiting to happen. And you should at least have, ladies and gentlemen, 1/3 of your income should be passively driven. And if you're not there, you should start on that pathway in the next 6, 12, 24 months, because that's the only way you're going to better weatherproof yourself. And how do I know? Because I've been down in the dumps multiple times. I've lost $500,000. I've lost a business. I've started 12 businesses and 8 of them have outright failed. But in the process of that, Erica, 4 of them hit 7 figures. And I learned from my mistakes to not make the same mistake twice. And I spent the time to vet the professionals to apply to our team. And I just go back from when we started, the beginning of this segment, is that we created the family office for the middle class. My attorney, 30 years as an attorney at the top of her game in patent, trademarks, and litigation. And I'm talking about, how do I know she's top of her game? Because she represented McDonald's hamburgers and did all their intellectual patent and trademarks as the #1 lead attorney.
Yep.
That's how I know. When people be saying stuff that they achieve, I know because you can check and vet. You can go to LinkedIn and pull up the people on my team.
Yeah.
My CPA did tax returns and audits for ExxonMobil, $1 billion tax returns and audits. PricewaterhouseCoopers, James Lane Jr. CPA, who now his firm Emerge Financial does the taxes for Oakland County and Oakland, California municipality. Have been doing for 5 to 7 years.
Hey, DJ, I love all this stuff. They are excited about you tonight. They want to know, where can they follow you on social media? We got people in the chat asking, where can I find more of his stuff? You see the guys that commenting, they asking, where can they find you? They want to support your Patreon. They want to support you on social media.
You know what? That's a great question, Erica. And I'm ashamed to say, I think it's 7 Spheres of Money.
I'll tell you right now, if you type in Google and you Google DJ the Money Coach, literally lots of our interviews pull up on his Google search, lots of his information, images. I mean, DJ's been out there. He pulls up, but I think it is 7 Spheres of Money.
Yeah, seven. Yeah, the number 7 Spheres, SPHERES of Money. I think that's our Instagram handle. I don't handle that stuff, ladies and gentlemen, but I think it's 7 Spheres of Money. I would have to ask Nick, my business manager. We do have another website called the 7spheresofmoney.com. And I think we're on Facebook very little. Again, everything is 7 Spheres of Money. The number 7, SPHERES of money.com. But the best thing you can do is go on YouTube, because we started our YouTube channel, which is about 16 months old now, is actually the 7 Spheres of Money on YouTube. And we do a variety of shows every week. We do a show called Nick's Knowledge and Notions on every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We do the Financial Expert series with DJ the Money Coach once a week. And then we do a great show called Bet on Black, the men, the family, the legacy, on Thursday nights. Generally, we're on at this time at 7:30 p.m. And we also do Bet on Black, the women, the family, the legacy that comes on every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time with professional women that are 4 generations represented.
Mhm.
So if you want to know where to reach us and you're serious, then the best thing to do, I'm a peer-to-peer person, call me. 866-395-3042. 866-395-3042. Or email my business manager, Nick, Nick, at djthemoneycoach.com. And he'll actually tell you exactly where to find us. And of course, we're going to be on the circuit with Erica.
Mhm.
So you can catch us on her circuit as a guest, speaking the truth to power and telling you the basics that's real.
We're going to see you in Atlanta. What did I tell y'all? Before we shut down, you better be getting in some of these rooms, get this information, connect with people, be prepared, plan your winter, okay? I'm going to read some of these comments and we're going to get on out of here so we can all get some good dinner. Mamamu, I'm so sorry. I apologize, but it's
Mama
like
Dial, that's my guy.
Mama Dial. Okay, she said, working with DJ has been great. He knows his craft. Someone put winter is coming. Bump the strags. Let's get this wealth. This is true. Fallout. Boilers and chillers have to run to prevent the building from molding. Mechanical, electrical, plumbing. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. Again, here I put his information here in the chat. For
if you really fired up, you need to get access to this webinar because this webinar is exclusive for the top 1%ers. I'm actually going to have the guys that actually put me in position of where I am over the past 2 decades, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm actually going to give you access to look at my personal portfolio and all the investments that I personally do. And here's one thing that my grandfather and my father taught me. Don't offer anybody if you ain't eating your own dog food.
listen,
say that
come on
again.
now.
Don't offer anybody anything if you're not eating your own dog food. So everything that we do, ladies and gentlemen, I've done it first. I've vetted it. I've used it. If it worked, great. If it didn't work, I'll tell you before I even remotely offer it to you. Because at the end of the day, my grandfather told me, you lose money, you lost nothing. You lose a friend, you lost something.
I'm telling
you
you.
lose that name on the back of your jersey, which belongs to me, Henry Duransburg, you done lost everything and you're not welcome back in this house. So that's what we lay our hats on. And here's what I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls. You know how you really can find out who is really legit? If they have children, check the fruit on the tree and check their children.
Yep.
Any advice for college people before you guys go? Well, that's kind of a general question. What do you mean, any advice for college people? Is that
what can they do before? She posted it earlier. What can we do before winter's coming if they're in college?
Number one, here's what you do. Find out what your skill sets are that are transferable in the digital world. Find out what your skill sets are that are transferable in a digital world. Number two, take that and line it up with your passion if you're fortunate enough to do that, and then go get, again, 4 things. Number one, discipline, accountability. Plug into a system and get to work and get yourself a mentor. And have that mentor give you access. And that's a great question, Akins Bar, because I have a 17-year-old son who's gotten access to Erica, and he's now an executive intern at Loop with John Henry, who is on the Fortune 30 under 30 and actually just got promoted to actually continue to stay with the company as another intern.
Gotcha.
Access.
All right, you guys. Hey, listen, I'm going to be posting, and his son's very nice, y'all. We've done a video together on students, how to how to get into college, how to make it good for themselves. I'll post the link in the community tab this week to show you. I posted his links in there. Some of you are saying you're having a hard time. We're going to refresh the description as well. And it will also be on the email list. I'm going to send out an email list before I leave the office. There's over 15,000 people on the email list. Y'all click and check your emails. We got 15,000 people on the email list. I know sometimes it goes to spam, sometimes it goes to promotions. Check your email list. How can you get the discounts? How can we give you the specials? How can we hit you up with communication if you don't check the email list?
Oh, may I say one more thing?
For sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're giving a special for the first 10 people that register. The first 10 people that register. That comes with the complimentary consultation for the first 10 people that register. So it's gonna go fast. And if you ain't seen any of the testimonials that we've been doing, we done have everybody that's given video testimonials over the last 3 to 6 months. And we're talking about people we just worked with 30 days, 20 days, 10 days ago. So these are new people and old people that are still with our program, just like Nisha Howe, who's been with us since last August. Our people stay with us because we're the real deal. We don't be out here trying to pretend to be something we're not, promising you all this amazing stuff that you can get done in, a New York minute. That's not our program. We are building foundational systems that are transferable wealth. Once you get there, you will stay there. I don't know if it'll take you 3 years, 5 years to get there, but I can guarantee you this: it ain't gonna happen in 30 days. It ain't gonna happen in 3 months, because it's gonna take some time. You're looking at 20 years in the making. You're looking at, with Erica, at least 5 to 7 years in the making. This ain't microwavable success. If that's what you're looking for, don't register for anything that I got to offer.
For sure. All right, you guys, you see that Detroit on his hat. You guys have a great evening, and definitely check out the community tab. We'll have some videos of his testimonials on there, and check out the email list tonight, y'all. Oh, have a good night.
Wait. I want to wish them a pom-pom lifestyle.
Go ahead.
Plenty of money, peace of mind. Come travel with us on the beaches of the World Club. If you ain't seen Erica's beach shots and our shots, that's what it's really about at the end of the day, because, hey, you can't take this stuff with you. Bless somebody else. And again, thank you for the time, Erica, and we appreciate everybody. God bless. Stay safe.
All right, you guys. Talk to you later. Be good.
Hi, so this is a testimonial for DJ the Money Coach. First of all, I got one of the best packages that you had, so that was A1. I love the team. They have really come through. You were amazing as a coach. Every week you showed up on time. Every single week. And trust me, I've been in a lot of courses, a lot of classes, spent a lot of money. And unfortunately, some people don't do what they say that they're going to do as a coach.
Hello everybody, my name is Terry. I recently just linked up with DJ the Money Coach, and he's been very helpful, gave me a lot of information, told me how I could turn my personal credit into business credit, also showed me how I can pay for a personal vehicle through my business and corporation setup, and also set me up with Melvin to help me actually put together a will, a power of attorney, a Roth IRA.
Stop wishing better, start doing better, and move forward with somebody that has not only the knowledge, the skills, the talent, and the team to help you go where you want to go. I'll get more than my money's worth. If I can spend a few grand, several grand on a piece of luggage, I could spend a little bit to get a lot of it in the long run. So if you're thinking about doing better, stop thinking, start doing, and definitely get down with the pom-pom lifestyle.
All right.